All right, this is liberal logic in a nutshell.
Liberal logic is just so funny to me. Part 2. You cry about how unlawful deportations are, but call for the deportations of celebrities that you disagree with. You're adamant that you care about children's safety, but you told those little Christian girls who died in that Texas flood that they should have prayed harder. You'll call it an invasion if a few hundred ICE agents are in your city, but God forbid we close the borders. You claim to hate systematic racism, but you want to make people who were never slave owners pay reparations to people who were never slaves. You don't believe in God or the Bible, but you love quoting it or using it against conservatives whenever you disagree with their opinion. You love black people until they support Republican values. Then they're just Uncle Toms or race treaters. You call Republicans pedophiles, yet vote down bills banning AI child porn, and you have drag queens reading books on genitalia to children. You ride for trans people, but condemn and ostracize detransitioners because their very existence directly conflicts with your narrative. You spent months screaming, "No kings" in the street, but protested when an actual real authoritarian dictator was removed from power. The logic is crumbling, and we're starting to see the double standards and hypocrisy on full display. People are fleeing the Democratic Party in droves, and with impossible standards like this, it's really no surprise why.
All right, so here's the thing. Like, I can definitely agree with all that because if liberals did not have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards at all. So there's a lot to unpack in that video. So let's just talk about the hypocrisy towards ICE agents, all right? So liberals like to live in this kind of like fantasy world in which there should be no borders, that America should be borderless, and all of a sudden all of this stuff should happen. But yet and still they hate these ICE agents, all right? And so they want to make it seem like these people that are ICE agents are bad, mean, evil people. But yet, when you see them confronted on a college campus by, the conservative media personalities that go into the college campuses to expose the liberal hypocrisy, they say, "Oh, well, this is a closed protest, so we gotta shut down the border around our protest, but just throw the one around the country wide open," all right? And they do have this very specific and very real disdain for black people who step outside of any of their preordained ideology. So if you're a black person and you're not a liberal, then you must not be able to think for yourself. You must be some sort of Uncle Tom. You must be brainwashed by Republicans if you don't let white liberals speak for you, right? So liberalism in and of itself is purely hypocritical. All of these walls are starting to crumble down. Like, I hope that something new and fresh kind of like comes into place where people can kind of come to some equilibrium as a society and stop letting the extremes rule us all. But until that time comes, I'm just gonna keep dunking on libs.